Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Louie. What's up, Louie?
Hello, everyone. Back,
All right,
back.
you're back. Wow. So I
Long time.
well, I want to start off with the new episode because I didn't see your reaction to what you thought of the episode. I am very curious. I can't wait because I know you're going to do a rehash of the whole
hmm
season on here. Um, what did you think of Pyramid at the End of the World?
Or as you called it, boring at the end of the world.
Well,
Nah, it's cool. Before I start, I just want to say, everyone, we're all fans of Doctor Who, and I'm kind of getting sick and tired of people attacking people for not liking an episode just because you dislike an episode doesn't mean you hate the show, and or vice versa. If you like an episode, doesn't mean you have to like the whole season. It's really pissing me off the way people are bombarded other people to give everything 10 out of 10. Let's face it, not everything's a 10 out of 10. If everything was 10 out of 10, that would suck because it would just be boring after a while. We need the good with the bad because the bad makes the good things good and the good things make the bad things bad. So that's what I want to say first of all. And these opinions are all my own. For every single episode this series, I filmed my live reaction to the broadcast, so you can see what I actually think as I think it before anyone accuses me of copying or do anything like that. So, Pyramid at the End of the World. I had read a lot of reviews on this prior to the watch, and everyone had told me, like on all the reviews and stuff, this is a mediocre episode, not very good. Nah. And so I went into it not expecting much because it's the second part of a three-parter.
well, let me just jump in
Um,
for a second. So you're saying you have seen negative reviews because the way
yeah,
these
no,
people
I've seen all
comment,
every
they make
single
it like
review I saw.
nobody said anything bad
No, no,
about
no.
the episode.
Every single review from all the sites, they all portrayed it as it's good but nothing special. It's probably the
Okay,
weakest of the series.
all right,
So I went into it not expecting much, and I have to admit, I actually quite enjoyed this one.
okay.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite of the series so far, but it was the one I was most like, oh, I really don't know where this is going to go. Um, there was a few things that nitpicks that I was like, come on. Mainly the monks, the way that they're like, we need consent, and they're like, okay, we'll give you consent. Like, what the fuck? Why would you just give in to them? They showed you the future. How do we know that's not just another like stimulation? Like, it was really stupid the way they're all just like, oh, they showed us the future, so we have to like be enslaved now to escape this. And I was a bit annoyed with Bill the way she's like, come on, Doctor, we need to give in. It's just like,
Yeah, he was
the fuck.
surprised about it and disappointed
I
because
mean,
he's
I
like, I
was,
chose this companion, and are you kidding me right now? Like that's his way of
yeah.
saying, you, Bill, you know.
I mean, I don't get me wrong, I like Bill, but I was like, come on, Bill, you're smarter than this. Like, why would you what's better, death or enslavement? I know what I'd pick. I mean, why
Yeah,
would you give in? And another thing, why would he's the president of the world, right? Surely these leaders, they're not even leaders, they're just army soldier guys, leaders of the army. How can they just like unpower him and be like, okay, you
well,
are
that's what I would
president
think
of the
too.
world. You're president of the world, so we're just going to be like, okay, we're going to de-elect you, and we're going to take charge. It's like it's stupid. But apart from that, I thought the graphics were really cool. I like the way that you have the subplot of the bacteria thing. Like I didn't really know how that was going to connect to the episode. Like I said, I was really intrigued. I didn't really know what was going on. It did shock me when he got his sight back. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting him to get his sight back with the regeneration next episode.
Yeah, we were all wrong with that one, but
Yeah, that was a shock for me. Um, yeah, the monks were pretty creepy, weird. I'm looking forward to see what they actually are because we know they're not monks. Stephen Moffat said they've got a different name, but they're not allowed to reveal that yet, so we'll probably find out next week.
Mondazian Cybermen maybe.
Well, maybe we all know that the original premise of the Cybermen was space monks, so who knows? I don't think they are going to be Cybermen. I think if there is, it's going to be a bit of an overkill on Cybermen because we've got them in the finale as well.
Right.
But I'm curious. Like they said, they took a form. Who knows? I think John Sims Master's got something to do with it. I reckon we'll be seeing an appearance of him next week, just a cameo or something.
Yeah, I
But
kind of thought he was behind them, but then again, I don't know.
he could be. Who knows? But yeah, I wouldn't say this is the worst episode of the series, but I would say it's pretty decent. It's better than a few episodes we've got.
What did
Um,
you rate it?
Oh, I haven't rated it yet. I've only seen it once because I filmed my reaction, but it hasn't uploaded yet. But I'll give you my verdict on it anyway. From first viewing, I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay,
7, maybe an 8. I
right,
mean, I'm not someone who gives 10 out of 10s.
right.
I'm quite harsh when it comes to Doctor Who, so I would say for now, from first viewing, 7 out of 10. But that probably
I mean,
will
I
go
got
down.
heat from giving an 8 to Oxygen. People like I'm a hater. I'm like, I don't even know what you're
Ooh,
talking about. But
you should. I don't know if anyone saw my Who's opinion on Knock Knock, because you know we only get like 7 views or whatever. But my Knock Knock one, I got ripped into for my opinion on that. It was
well,
ridiculous.
listen, I here's the thing. We had members of the Real Whovians cast that did not like Matt Smith at all,
Yeah,
and
me. I despise the Matt Smith era,
but it
but it
wasn't
doesn't
just
mean I
you.
hate
There
the
was
show.
like main members of the
No, I know
show.
Mike
We would
D,
never.
Connor Farley.
But even beyond that, before that era, there was like members that really didn't like Matt Smith and couldn't wait for him to regenerate.
Oh,
And it was like, one of the originals, and nobody gave us heat about that. Nobody said we were haters. Nobody said we were this. So,
well, look, the thing
like,
is, you can dislike certain doctors. You can dislike certain. It's like in life, you don't get on with certain people. You don't get on with like every day is not a great day.
and
So
I
it's
love
like
Capaldi. So for me to
it's
not like an episode
ridiculous
with
when it.
Capaldi, it's hard because I've been saying I try to watch it multiple times. I'm having a hard time with this season because I love Capaldi, but what they're making him do and react to, I mean, I couldn't. I thank God for him being a great actor because I think my reaction to a puddle would not be good. I mean, or
I mean,
believable.
I
So
didn't
I think
mind the. I know you don't like so far. I think Series 10 is a lot better than Series 9,
I
in
don't
my
think so.
opinion. This
I
is just
like
my
Series
opinion.
9 better.
I didn't like Series 9 purely because we had Clara, and I despise Clara.
Yeah,
I
but it was
think
a
she should
strong
have left
opening
us.
though. It was a strong opening
No,
two-part. You don't think so?
The Magician's Apprentice for me is probably one of the worst episodes of the Capaldi era.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
The Witch's Familiar was decent. Under the Lake Before the Flood is my favorite of Series 9. The Ashilda again ruined the series for me. I hate Ashilda. But Girl Who Waited and The Woman Who Lived. No, not Girl Who Waited. Sorry, The Girl Who Died and The Woman Who Lived. They were okay, but again, Ashilda too much. Then the Zygon Inversion, I thought that was really poor, and Zygon Invasion didn't like that. Sleep No More, I did actually enjoy that. I know you hate it, but
That's
that's
fine.
cool because this is the thing. I like to hear other people's opinions on why you didn't like
Right.
it because it helps change my opinion. I see things from different aspects.
Mm.
Face the Raven was really good. Heaven Sent, beautiful.
Yeah,
Hellbent
I
is
wound up
probably
liking Face the Raven a lot after a while.
same. Hellbent for me is probably the worst piece of Doctor Who ever produced, ever
Heaven Sent,
made.
um,
Heaven Sent
that
was
was
wonderful,
just unreal. It was great.
but
I
Hellbent
think
for
I
me
gave it
was
a no.
just
I'm pretty sure I gave it a 9 or something. But
yeah.
the
The only
finale
thing that
just fell apart. I mean, that was
Hellbent was just ugh. I
we were
mean,
supposed to build up this whole search for Gallifrey crap and just wasted it on Clara. It was
well,
like, oh,
why if we were gonna have Series 9 or like Series 8 and Series 9 should have been the search for Gallifrey, and then it would have been more of a payoff. But the fact we've been waiting like 10 years
it's
since
so
Series
ridiculous.
1, Gallifrey, and then you finally get to Gallifrey for 5 minutes. You eat some soup, and then you go off with Clara
Well, I
to
don't
go
like the
save
one
Clara.
sentence. I don't like the one sentence explains years of Doctor Who. Like when Clara like when he's talking to her, he's like, "Yeah, Gallifrey." She's like, "I thought it was trapped in another universe or a bubble." He's like, "I guess they got out," but I don't like that.
He's like I don't want to I didn't ask them. I don't want them to make them feel clever. It's like, well, that's just stupid.
Like,
You're
why you
supposed to be
like you don't
president of
explain
the
anything?
Time Lords.
Yeah,
It's like Series 8. He's like, I want to go to Gallifrey. I want to be president. I want to sort it out. It can be a good place if I'm there. But no, he'd rather be with Clara. And now he's working in university. It's just, ugh. I mean,
that's why a lot of things don't make sense to me. So,
Husband's a
um,
River Song was decent. I like that one.
well, that one
Um,
scene does it for me. Puts it over the top. That epic scene that her speech. I mean, Alex Kingston is just my
I mean,
favorite. So,
I'm not a fan of River Song. I've said this before.
hmm.
I thought she was one of the main reasons I didn't enjoy the Matt Smith era, and it's not Alex Kingston's fault. It's the writing for me. They made her too slutty, too much of a whore. But I think in that episode, Husband's River Song, it's probably her best story and best performance. I think she really worked with Capaldi's Doctor.
I think they were great. She worked better with
Yeah.
Walden than Matt Smith, I think.
Oh, definitely. I think it's because they actually looked like a couple.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
then what
she
do we
gave
have?
it her all with Matt Smith, but when Matt Smith's like
Oh yeah,
trying
but
to explain how much he loves her, it wasn't believable.
it's just
It
cringy.
would hurt too much, and it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
okay, I'm
it's
sure you believe that, right? David
and I
Tennant,
find it.
you know,
Sorry, go on.
David Tennant, like when she told David Tennant's doctor his name, right away he knew. The only time I can tell anybody my name is if I was in love with them, they're my wife, whatever. So he genuinely was like massively hurt and upset because she was sacrificing herself. I mean, I
Yeah,
believed that. When he's crying and everything, I believed it. I was
but
like,
it
wow,
made sense because he was upset, but he didn't overdo it because he didn't know this woman. He just knew that
yes,
she would be important.
yes.
But what was I going to say about? Oh yeah, that was it. The Matt Smith.
Just like Matt Smith's speech with Rings of Akaten when he's crying and he's.
Oh, I
I
hate that
believed that.
speech.
No, but that
I'm
speech, I
sorry.
believed it. I
No, no,
thought it
I
was a
get
great.
you. It
I
was
thought
a
it was his
beautiful
best
speech.
acting. He was felt it in his tears. He was like,
It was
he
good up
believed he
until
was the
the baby
doctor.
bit.
You believed he
When
was
he
the
said
doctor.
"Take it all, baby," that's when I was.
No, but you
Really
believed he was the doctor, though.
Yeah,
When he
no, no,
was
no.
like,
I get you. I get you. But for me, the reason I didn't like the 11 River relationship is the fact that it's his companion's daughter. I thought that was a bit fucked up. The way that you just see her as a little kid, then he's off having
I never
sex with
wanted
this
her to be
adult.
Amy Pond's
It's
daughter, but
disgusting.
whatever.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's the 11th Doctor era for me. I dislike all his companions. Like, it's an era that I don't watch that much. Like, I'll rewatch a few
I actually really
episodes.
love it, actually, because
No, no,
I
I
love
respect
the way
that.
Clara used to be.
Oh no, series 8 Clara up until Danny P literally those 2 episodes or 3 episodes. Oh, what was it? Deep Breath, Robot of Sherwood, and Into Dalek. They're like my favorite Clara episodes. The rest are just ugh. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're talking
All
about
right, so let's go back. Let's go to Series 10.
Can we do Return of Doctor Mysterio quickly?
Yes.
I
Go ahead.
was again. This was like in Pyramid at the End of the World. I didn't think I would like this one. I thought this is what we've come to. Superheroes. Ugh. Like New York
I
again,
liked it,
and
and I'm a
I was
superhero
like,
person. I didn't think I was going to
I
like it
know I'm a
either.
superhero person, but I was just like, oh, we're doing the whole New York thing again. It kind of establishes the whole point of Angels Take Manhattan that he can't go to New York in the 70s, or whatever it was, something stupid. I can't really remember. But and then I watched the episode and I really enjoyed it actually. I thought it was very strong. They made sense that he went back to kind of fix the paradox of New York after being reminded, I guess, from being on Beryllium with River. Obviously brought back made him think of Amy and Rory and
Yep.
trying to fix that problem. Nadal was pretty good on this. I mean, I still, even to this day, don't get why Nardol's there, but
Neither do I. Nobody does.
he's probably my favorite Moffat era companion. I love Nardole.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say that. I mean, I like Bill as well, but Nardole for me, he just makes me laugh. Matt Lucas is great in the role. I mean, I'm glad he's there. I still don't get why he's there, but it kind of works. I kind of like the duo, the three of them.
It's kind of growing
Capaldi.
on me a little bit.
I mean, at the end of the episode this week when he was on the floor, I panicked. I was like, we can't kill Nardo. I want Nardo to stay
Oh,
on.
he's not
I
going
know
to die.
he's not. I know
Yes,
he's
he's
not going to
probably
stay. Yeah, he won't die because he's like a cyborg or whatever. But I hope that Nardo gets a fitting ending. I really do like Nardo. Um, so yeah, Doctor Mysterio was good. I really wanted them to pick up the storyline in Series 10 with the whole aliens and the head thing. I thought it would have been cool to do it as this year's Christmas special, but then obviously we found out Peter Capaldi's leaving,
Right.
so they're
And we
not going to
also
do
found
that
that
now.
River may be in the Christmas special too.
Yeah, I heard that.
So
I'm really pissed off about that. I hate how they've made River Song the new Rose Tyler. Know how when Rose left after Series 2, David Tennant would keep bringing her up, like, oh, I wish Rose was here, Rose. Now for Series 10, we've got River, River. And
well,
it's
if
just
in
like,
case you
oh,
didn't know, when Stephen Moffat was writer for Russell T Davis, he really didn't want Billie Piper to be. If there was going to be a love interest, he didn't really want that. So at every turn, he tried to create a love interest for the Doctor, like Renette, Madame de Pompadour, you know, and then that was short lived. And River, I mean, everything Moffat
Well, he
did, he
said
tried to
before,
create enough love interest. And
he said in an interview that Madame de Pompadour was originally like a test run for like the Doctor's wife, like a time someone he meets out of sync, and so that was kind of like the River setup, like a
well, she was
practice
supposed
run
to
at
be
that.
back. I don't know if you know this, but
Yeah, for Series 7, wasn't it?
he was definitely supposed to be back for deep. Well, he couldn't reach her for Series 7, and
Yeah,
then
he
he tried to
wanted
reach
her,
her
didn't
again.
he?
Then he tried to reach her again for Capaldi, and she didn't check it. Her message she was filming a movie or something, and then she's like, "Oh my God, I could have been in Deep Breath, whatever." You know,
I'm
whatever.
kind of glad they didn't, if I'm being honest. I think it would have. Moffat isn't very good at writing Doctor Who anymore, in my opinion, so I think it's best that her character, like, what happened in Girl in the Fireplace was good enough for me. I don't think they should have. I think she should just stay where she was, personally.
I think they kind of ruined a little bit to Girl in the Fireplace by having the Marie Antoinette ship in you know, the opener for Capaldi because
Deep
that was
breath.
yeah, exactly, Deep Breath, because the it was supposed to be unique that they killed the crew and then they were looking for Madame de Pompadour to complete the ship. You know, not that every ship in that class goes through time and time windows and
Yeah, it was supposed to
kills the
be
crew.
like
Is
a
that
blip.
one ship, not every ship. So then when he made it that the sister ship to the Madame de Pompadour killed off the crew and used their body parts and all kinds of other stuff, and
It
they
doesn't really make sense
it was stupid.
because, yeah,
I was not happy with it. I mean, I'm glad.
I mean, it was a nice reference, but I didn't like the fact that he forgot it as well. I mean, I know the Doctor's 2,000 years old, but again, it kind like that was a significant episode for Tennant's Doctor. He grew in that episode, and it's like for him to forget all those lessons that he learned. It's like, oh, it's a
Right. I mean,
shame.
he remembers obviously Amy Pond because when he first regenerated in Deep Breath, he said Amy Pond, you know, Capaldi's doctor.
Yeah,
So,
I
but
thought we
certain
were
things
going to
he
get another reference in Thin Ice actually, when a similar scene where
yeah.
him and Bill were tied up and the
Maybe he was
Sonic
just in
Force
his
realm.
regeneration cycle and he didn't remember her until
Yeah,
after
I
that.
hope so, but
You know.
yeah, who knows?
Well, let's just go. All right. So the superhero, the Return of Doctor Mysterio. What did you
I
rate it?
enjoyed that. I think I rated it a 7.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty decent. It isn't his best Christmas special. I'd probably say it's the weakest of the Capaldi Christmas specials,
Right.
but I would still rate it higher than any of the Smith Christmas specials. Um, I enjoyed it. Again, the river references. I was like, okay, it's fair enough. He's been on Beryllium for 26 years or 24 years, however long
Whatever.
it
Yeah.
was. And I was like, so it kind of makes sense he'd be a bit heartbroken. But when we've got like Pilot, and there was a line cut from Thin Ice about River, and then you have the River reference in Extremis, I'm just like, yeah, okay,
Well,
enough with River
for some
already.
reason, she knows about it.
Yeah, that was
She knows about
stupid.
Extremis. So you know what that tells me? That tells me that, you know, by him doing stuff like that, that means that there's other things we don't know about. Let me pose a question to you before we get into the pilot. What if River had adventures with the Doctor that she didn't put in which is so
Well, there
monumental
must
stuff
be
that if
because,
anybody found the journal, they would alter time. So what if she just had adventures that were not in the journal?
well, let's face it, a lot of the Moffat era episodes, quite a few of them, at the end of the episode, they press a big reset button and forget everything. So there must be adventures that River's had with him that have either been wiped from her memory. She can't say them because
I mean,
she's
she
forgotten
did
some
say.
of
You
it.
notice how Moffat throws lines in there, and in the Christmas special "Husbands of River" song, she did say that line that she had a birthday with two doctors again. She repeated it, but here's the thing: the birthday that she has with two doctors can't be Capaldi because she never saw him
No.
in that incarnation. So if Moffat's going to do the two birthdays thing, he can't have Capaldi. He's got to have like
Oh no, I think that was a reference to the Matt Smith minisode with River, where he originally took her to Beryllium. but they retconned that in Husbands of a Song where there was 2 Matt Smith doctors.
I thought that was 2 different doctors, meaning David Tennant and Matt Smith, possibly. Because I always felt that
she would need to meet David Tennant's doctor because she knew him already.
That's exactly
so
what I mean. Because she
doesn't
knew
really
him
make
already,
sense.
right?
Yeah.
Well, she would have to meet him, right? So then when she
would.
sees him again in silence, she knows him. So that would make sense for her to meet David Tennant. Like, so that because that's how she gets the familiarity.
She expected him to already recognize her anyway.
Right, by the time David
they must have met. Yeah.
Birthday, he's probably kissing her or something. And that's why she's like, what's going on? You know?
Exactly.
Because he knows already that she died, so he's closer to her, I guess. So maybe that was one of the adventures he did before he regenerated, you know, like
at pre-end of time.
Yeah. Alright, so the pilot.
Okay, so again, months of hype waiting for this. And I enjoyed it. It's a good episode. I'm not having a go at it. I thought it was a really cool like parallel to Rose. Do you remember Rose, the first 2005 episode?
Of course.
New Who, and it was very similar to that. The fact that Bill was in every single scene. It's not the Doctor's. You see everything through Bill's eyes. The one flaw that I think it has is it's a real shame you don't actually see them meet for the first time. It's established that she already knows him from the lectures. So it's a bit of a shame that we don't have that first meeting.
Right.
I enjoyed the Puddle Monster. I know you don't like the Puddle Monster. I thought it was okay.
Well, they named him the Puddle Monster, and that's his
I know,
actual name, I guess.
I thought it ripped off Waters of Mars a lot, and I thought it ripped off Midnight a little bit with the whole repeating what they said. But again, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was quite a random idea that it's space oil, sentient space oil. And from the spaceship, I predict that spaceship that landed in the college will have the university, will come back at some point. And that's obviously significant.
Probably the Cybermen and the Puddle Monster.
That must be significant. I also think that Heather is going to return.
She's supposed to be. I think they've had her on set. I think for the finale.
I think what happens is Bill's going to die because we already know that someone the Doctor was supposed to protect dies in World Enough in Time, and it's all about him trying to stop that. I think Bill's going to die.
She becomes a puddle and then travels with her.
I think Bill's going to die, and then Doctor's going to be all upset, and then we'll see Heather appear, Astrid Pest style, and absorb Bill, and then they'll go off traveling together through time and space. In puddle form, and I think that's how Bill's going to leave the show.
So Missy's not going to kill Bill. Missy's going to kill Nardole, possibly.
I don't think
Missy's going to do something so horrible that it's like they're shattered.
I think Missy's going to kill. I think it's going to be more personal. I think it's going to be either Missy kills. She's going to have some kind of effect on the Doctor's timeline because obviously we know the first Doctor's coming back. Maybe she affects his regeneration or something, trying to prevent the Doctor from even existing in his current form.
Maybe she blasts the first Doctor, and that's why he regenerates.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
That's why all these you're the reason. Yeah.
Who knows at this point? But going back to the pilot, another thing that I thought was a bit of a shame was the fact we have Bill go into the future and different planets in this episode. I mean, it would have been nicer if we saw her go to her first planet in an episode. Like, it would have been nice if the first time she went to the future wasn't Smile, or the first time she went to another planet.
She went in Pilot. Was the first time she went to the future.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's a shame that it would have been nicer if it was her first time in Smile.
Right.
But I mean, the Daleks were shoehorned in, the Movellans were wasted, but I'm kind of glad that that's all we're getting of the Daleks.
Well, let me ask you a question. I mean, this is what I want to really talk about. When his mind was wiped with Clara, did they also wipe his mind of how much he evolved with Clara? Because
I don't think they did.
Because here's the thing, and I don't know if he got his memories back. I'm kind of guessing that he did, but it was like, oh yeah, let's just go into this thing with there was a war going on, and I guess he's not concerned with the war going on and the Movellans' bodies like flying into the wall. So it's like, Daleks are my friends or whatever, like joking around, I guess. But like,
I think he was just having a joke, like, oh, these are friends of mine. like being the
No, but I mean,
sarcastic.
you bring her in a war zone, like really?
I
What, to
think
defeat the puddle monster?
I think it was because they wanted to kill Bill, not Bill, kill Heather.
Huh.
Sorry, and
Yeah, and it didn't work out the way he wanted, I
yeah.
guess. The Dalek
But
got wrecked.
I thought in that episode, the pilot, Nardole felt really forced. Like
Yeah.
it felt like his scenes were edited in afterwards. Like he wasn't. He just felt like you know when you have a couple and they go on a date and they bring a friend along, and
It's a
it's just
third
like a
wheel.
third wheel. Yeah, third wheel.
Yeah.
It felt like that.
But
But
that's why I think Bill would be so much better if he was just with her and not with Nardole in the background. Like it would work out. I think we would get so much more out of Bill if she was just left alone. I think it works better when it's like that. If she was doing her second season, then yes, Nardole could appear, you know? But
I mean,
that's
I
the way
don't
I
mind
feel.
Nardo. I think Nardo's okay. Um, I'm fine with Nardo. I think I like how him and Bill are evolving as this like kind of
They're getting
double act.
closer. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's kind of weird because Bill's the companion, but she kind of doesn't feel like the companion, if that makes sense. It's like I still don't feel like I know Bill that well. It's like we had those first 3 episodes of real character development, and it's kind of like, oh, that's enough. You know Bill now. Let's do some monsters. And it's
Well, they
like
kind of confused me because
it's
from the
kind of
first
like,
episode to Knock Knock, and
oh, don't.
again,
That's my biggest problem with Knock
well,
Knock.
I
Felt
want to
like
bring
they're
something
writing
up.
for
Let me bring
Clara.
something up about the pilot because there was somebody that commented and it was really cold. And they're like, well, why would Bill care about her foster mother? They don't get it. The whole thing is that she never met her real mother.
Yeah, no, that's the whole point.
Her foster mother raised her from baby till now. So how could you say that in a comment that she don't care about a foster mother? Because the foster mother is actually her mother in a way because you raised her from birth.
Moira,
So
the foster mother, took on the mother role for Bill. She was the
stop
one.
calling her the foster mother because this person that commented got me annoyed because they have no clue what that means. That person's actually her mother that she would love and do anything
But
for
at the same
and
time,
support
I think
her and everything.
I get you, but I think at the same time, Bill is obviously she in these episodes, knock knock, oxygen. She's always thinking of her actual biological mother,
That's
and I think
fine.
that's because she's longing to actually know what her mum was like. She never met her mother,
And when she
and
died, she called out to her,
yeah,
"Mom!" Yeah.
but at the same time, it doesn't mean she doesn't care for Moira. Moira's
But
the
that's
person
what
who
no, what
cared
I'm
for
saying is
her.
the commenter. The commenter thinks like
Yeah.
the title of foster mother is insignificant. It's nothing. This person's actually her mother because she's took on the role to change her and feed her and shape her into the woman she is, technically. So,
I mean, another thing that I wanted to say, does Moira, I've got a theory that no Moira, Bill's foster mother. I think that she is dating the master, Harold Saxon, because in the
that
pilot,
would be hysterical.
in the pilot they say Barry, I think his name is, and Bill's like, oh, you can't get with Barry, and she gets annoyed.
That would be
Because
great.
he's obviously not a very nice person. But if you listen, the ringtone of Bill's mother's phone, it's a dun the drums. Yeah, it's the Archangel, exactly the same.
That is
And I think
great.
they put that in as like a little. And then again in episode 6,
I missed that totally.
in episode 6, she says, "Who are you with today?" And she says, "I'm going out with Harold." And then she says, "Or Harry," and Bill goes, "Oh, don't tell me the names. I only get attached." And we know for fact that in episode 11, World Enough in Time, the Master dresses up in disguise as a homeless person. So she could be dating all these men. Yeah, watch that again.
I missed that totally. Damn.
And then in Extremis, when she says Harold Saxon, Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something that I've put out there. Then we go into Smile, which for me, I loved Smile. I thought Smile was fantastic. I know you're not a big fan of Smile, but I thought I went into it expecting it to be pure horse shite because of the emoji bots. But I was actually pleasantly surprised. I thought this was probably one of the best episodes of the series still. I thought it was so unique, very classic Who. I mean, you could agree with me on that. Like, you might not enjoy it, but it did feel very classic Who, the sense it was just two of them on their own for most of it, exploring. The costumes are very classic Who. Um, just the whole feel of it, like it felt so real. So like the epic scope, the CGI was amazing. The emoji bots were quite sinister.
Well, that area is a real area
Yeah, no,
in
I know.
Spain, right?
But I
That was
mean, like the
really nice.
CGI of like the skeleton, like it just felt so. The scope felt so real. However, my nitpick with it, and the reason it's not a 10 out of 10, is the ending felt so rushed, where he's just like, "These are an independent species. You have to pay them. You created them, but you're gonna give them money, like to stay here. Bye," and then just leaves. It was kind
I
of
don't
like
like that. I don't
it
like
was
that at
like
all.
it was like I can understand that they're an independent species now, good on them, but it should have been a case where it's like you two need to. He should have been a negotiator for them to work together, not humans are in debt. It should have been I'm the doctor, and you both need each other. They made you, they need you. Like it's your duty to help them, and kind of, do you get what I mean? Just work it out.
Yeah.
But I think it's very similar to Beast Below in the sense that there's that scene where Bill looks through the book of the future of the human race and she
Yes.
cries. And then Amy did exactly the same in Beast Below. She looked through the book and she cried.
Yes.
Um, I thought it was a lot better than in the Forest of the Night. Overall, one of my favorite episodes of the Capaldi era. I just really was surprised at how good it was. Um, but again, it's my opinion. If you disagree with it, that's cool. Comment down below. Tell me why. I'm not attacking anyone for not liking Smile. I can see why people were put off by Smile. The premise was a bit odd, but
Yeah.
I just thought for me it was something so
My two
different.
big things about Smile was that, oops, I almost killed the human race, and oh, I'm gonna leave you to be at the mercy of the emoji robots. That was just, to me, I
I
can
can
never forget
see
that
your
episode.
point on the emoji, the mercy of the emoji bots, but for me, the whole "oops, I nearly killed everyone" that was just showing that the Doctor makes mistakes. Um, he needs a companion sometimes to stop him from making those
I didn't think Bill did
mistakes.
anything in Smile.
Do you not?
I don't think she did anything. She did as much as Clara did in Cold War. Nothing.
Really? Oh, I thought
Yes.
she contributed a lot.
No, nothing. She was like, "Oh, police box. Are you a helpline? Are you police?" It's like, come on,
But
like
you have
that's
to remember, this is her first ever proper
no. I
adventure. She
mean,
doesn't know anything
I
about
don't
this
know.
guy. But
Yeah,
I
but
take your
then
point.
Thin Ice, I thought she contributed the most
No,
because I
this
was
is
like, she had
Thin
feelings. She
Ice.
was like, this seriousness. People are dying. Are you
I
cold? Are you gonna
enjoyed
help
Thin
these people?
Ice.
Are you? Yeah,
I
I love
enjoyed
Thin
Thin
Ice.
Ice, but it was. I think it's very overrated. I
I
think there
thought
was
she
not
was at
enough
her best.
No, I think Bill was really good in this. Don't
Yeah,
get me wrong. I thought that it was a really great focus on their relationship. I loved how she confronted him, but not in a way that was like, "You're wrong, I'm right," like Clara would do, and like she did
right.
in Knock Knock. She just wanted to get to know him, and they got to know each other better. But for me, the lack of explanation ruined this episode. I mean, it's a good episode. It's still quite strong. I think I
Is there
gave it
ever
like,
an explanation though? Like with the
yeah, I
puddle
think it.
monster? I mean, is there
Well, no, the
really ever
puddle
an
monster,
explanation?
the sentient space oil that had an explanation. It was space oil that was trying to find the pilot, and
But
it registered
how did they travel through time with the TARDIS to get to Bill? Was it a psychic link?
because it's a sentient space oil. It can do anything,
Okay, okay,
and it had a psychic link to Heather and Bill. It had a psychic link to Heather, which had she made that promise to Bill, so that's what was the driving
yeah.
force behind it. But for me, I thought Thin Ice was just a shame we didn't know what, because like they set it up. They say all these pilot fish that are helping the big
It's
fish.
like the Beast
What
Below.
are
It's a
they getting out
creature
of
and
it?
underneath, and
Yeah, I know, but it would have
set.
been
It's like
even.
Moffat. You know,
It's like
they
Sarah Dollard, the writer of this episode. She said herself she's quite upset that the large part of explanation from this episode was cut
uh-huh.
about the creature being a creature of Earth. It wasn't an alien. It was
It's
like
like
a dark.
fresh from those stories that they find all these weird
Yeah,
creatures
and I mean it
underneath
was
this
cool. I
part
enjoyed
of the
it, but
ocean.
it's just
Yeah,
for that part of it made me be like, oh, that's a shame. But I mean, overall, I thought that was a really cool episode. I love the historical aspect to it. I love the elephant. That was really cool.
I
I
think I'm
loved how
most
it
disappointed with
bookended.
Knock Knock. I think
Oh no, Knock Knock for me is the worst of the series so
I'm
far.
very disappointed with that because
I
I had
was,
high hopes for that.
yeah, I mean, I stayed up an hour later to watch the binaural version, no, the one with the headphones,
Yeah,
because it was, and I watched that. There was no difference whatsoever. I mean, the characters of Bill's friends, they were just put in there. We didn't really know anything about them. They
I
were
just
just very
my
generic.
problem was is that I don't like it when on 1 minute they make the doctor that he cares so much, and then on a minute he cares very little for anybody. That oh
Well,
yeah,
it's
she's
just,
outside. It's all right. She could die. It's like,
well,
and then this
it's
one's oh you're dead too. Is Bill okay? Because that's what I'm worried about. That got me annoyed because he was asking. He didn't care about all the other kids in the house. He's like, is Bill okay? Like my companion. Like the hell with
well,
everybody else. And
it's
this person was supposed to be Harry Sullivan's grandson or some crap that they
although
cut
that
that
was
out too.
cut, but it's just like for
But
me, it just
still,
annoyed me the way Bill was like, you're gonna help me move, you're gonna put all my luggage in the TARDIS, you're gonna take it to my new house, and then you're gonna fuck off, and you're not gonna speak
well,
to
I
anyone.
didn't understand. I didn't understand
It
how
pissed me off
she.
the
It
way
pissed me
she
off
just
because she had no
she
friends.
went
Now she
from
has all friends.
yeah, it's like
She's taking care of her mother, and now the hell with her mother. It's
she
like I
went
made no
from being
sense.
she went from being this generous, happy to be
Yes,
around the Doctor, grateful person to this Clara like selfish. This is my life. You're not part of my actual life. I just
well,
use
thank
you
you
when I
for
need
that
you,
because I got to
and
tell
it
you,
really
you're the
pissed me
only one
off.
that sees that because
Yeah,
I saw
well,
it immediately, and I'm like, well, are these
I
writers
yep.
talking
So
to each other?
you can watch my live reaction to that episode, and
I
I was
did.
like, what is? I was like, what is this? Like, this
It's
is just
ridiculous.
this isn't Bill. This is someone just written for Clara. Was this a Clara episode that was
I thought it's
held
all about
over?
evolution for the characters, but then she goes back. Then now she's back to the Bill that is taking care of her mother again at the
Yeah,
place.
it's
Like,
like, what is going on? I mean, her friends, I didn't like any of them apart from Shireen. I thought she was pretty cool. I mean, it kind of
but
reminded me of
remember how
Rose
she was
Tyler's
so
best friend.
shy? She was
Yeah,
very
it's like
shy in the first episode,
she was
right?
supposed to be this
Then she's
person
not
that gave
shy.
too much.
Then she's not shy to have a million friends. But then she goes back to shy to ask a girl out.
And I mean, and another thing that annoyed me in
I
this
don't
episode, she
understand it.
says to the guy, I'm mostly into girls or something. It's like, so you're not a lesbian now, you're
I
bisexual, like
guess
you're some.
not.
So it's like, what is going on? Like, it really pissed me off.
I
Like,
guess she's not
and
a
the
lesbian.
way she just picks up the Doctor, uses him. Um, I felt sorry for the Doctor. I thought the Doctor was wasted in this one. He wasn't really
Yeah,
in
I don't
it.
like.
He
I didn't
felt
like
just
his.
really out of place.
I don't
He
like
should,
his dialogue and his caring, and I don't like
yeah.
her. I don't
I
like
think
Knock
it would
Knock.
have
It
worked.
was.
I think it would have worked better if the Doctor appeared at the end of the episode. Like Bill had moved in with these new friends, and people were starting to get killed, and then
Like a
she
Doctor
asked for
Light.
his. Yeah, or like no, she just asked for his help as more people disappear. She like begs him for help, and he comes in and he
Well, she
saves the
could have
day.
turned away in the beginning, and then he just didn't appear the whole episode. It could have been a Doctor Light episode,
Yeah,
and then she calls him and realizes you screwed up,
yeah.
and then he comes. Right.
I mean that. I mean, David. I can't remember his name now. David.
The landlord. You're talking about?
Yeah, David Souffle. I want to say Souffle, but it's not his name.
Jeez.
David Suchet, that's it. He was really good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Jack McCulloch, my good friend.
No
Me and
last
him had
names on here, please.
no,
All
no,
right,
no,
good.
Jack. We're good friends.
I
We
know.
had a bit of a falling out. Well, not a falling out, but a big disagreement over this episode because he loved it and he gave it like 10 out of 10, and I was like, this is 3 out of 10 at most. That's me being kind. He really liked it. He thought it was very classic Who, but for me, the lack of explanation, why were these space woodlice there? Where did they come from? Why did they eat everyone else but not that woman? Why did how did she forget that like she was his mother? I
That's
hate the fact that
Dad. You never forget your kids. That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
it's dumb.
That's
The
dumb.
way everybody lives, but she like he says everyone who was eaten by the house lived. What happened to all those other people that were eaten by the house? It was
Yeah,
just for
they're
me.
all
This is
back.
probably one of the worst episodes of the Capaldi era.
Might be.
Along with it was bad.
Well,
Not
Sleep No More. I thought. Okay.
no, I thought at least Sleep No More had a beginning and end.
There was no
At
end
least it
because
made a
from what we heard, there was problems on the set. He walked off, and now we know how he
no,
walked off.
no. He didn't
When
walk
did you
off.
ever see the doctor and then push people just pushed him in the TARDIS? Like they didn't even know what a TARDIS is.
Well,
He's
there
like,
was
oh, what's
supposed to
going
be
on? This is great. And then like they just push him in, and then he just He pilots the TARDIS out of there like for no
There
reason.
was supposed to be a sequel.
Yeah, it was called Don't Even Bother. That's
No, I like the Sandmen, but at least the Woodlice were cool. But this episode for me was just terrible. Like people who watched on this were saying this episode's going to be better than Heaven Sent, and I was like, how could you say that was better than Heaven Sent? That was even Listen was better than that, and I hate Listen.
But Oxygen, oh my god, how great was that? I love that episode. I could watch that all the time, man.
That was the
that had
one
emotion.
Of the best.
That had, you got to see her panic like she was going to die, had no air, and everybody running around.
It felt like an actual. It felt like an actual movie. I mean, there was not one bit of shoddy CGI.
God,
the music was great. The villain, although there's not really a villain, the character Nardo, just everything. Like,
but that's why it was so good. This is what I
would even go as far to say this was a 9.5. This was solid. Who at its best.
This was I
would have given it a 10, but I feel like it just needed a little bit more time to spend on the actual crew members.
I love this episode, man.
I don't know about you.
Like this.
I'm signed up to Jamie Matheson's subscriber special newsletter.
I sent him a message. I'm like, unfriggin' real, dude.
I don't know if he sends me, he basically sends all his fans who have subscribed to this like a letter about like deleted scenes, stuff that was in the episode. And originally this episode would have had the return of Gus from Mummy of the Orient Express. Do you remember that one?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It was going to be explained that the company that owned the oxygen thing was bankrupt because of the Doctor. And because of that, they then went into purchasing antiques and stuff, hence the Mummy. And the suits, the company's actually called GUS something, which obviously is an anagram for Gus. So it would have made sense, and it would have been like we would have found out the origins of Gus, but that was cut.
He's amazing. That was.
Jamie Matheson for me needs to take over. He should be the one showrunning, not Chris Chibnall. I mean, I like Chris Chibnall, but Jamie Matheson is probably my favorite Doctor Who writer, along with Toby Whithouse. Yeah. Really hope that he comes back. Although I'm hearing that Chris Chibnall's not letting him back. He's got a new team, and Jamie Matheson's not part of that, which is really upsetting for me because I think Jamie Matheson, he hasn't written a bad episode.
Yeah.
The Oxygen was just brilliant.
Right. And even I liked Extremis. I mean, I didn't,
I liked Extremis. I didn't have a problem with it. Again, I like those episodes where it's like, what the fuck's going on? But it always makes me feel a bit like, why is it? It never actually happened.
I wish they would have did something where they would have said that they were directly connected to the game. Like maybe at home they would have the wires in their head, like I have this, and they're actually living at like Ganger Amy Pond.
It would have been cool is if
not that the Doctor was a fake and all of them are fake. I mean, there was some type of link.
What's it called? Pyramid at the End of the World. No, when they hold on to those strands to see the future, it would have been cool if at the end of Extremis it pans out and it's them letting go, and that was them like looking at what was going to happen. But for me, Extremis was it was really good. It was cool. It was different. The use of the Pope and stuff was unique.
I thought that was cool.
I thought it was different, but again, it just the fact that it's we don't have many episodes left of Capaldi's era. His time as the Doctor is coming to an end very quickly and very abruptly. So it's like to have an episode where it was like, oh, this didn't actually happen. It's like, oh,
that bothered me.
We've just wasted an episode.
That's the only thing that sucks. Is that
and
how does he have memories of Missy and he's not real anyway? It was like
it's like the whole mystery of the vault. How poor was that? From the minute
we called that day one.
The minute she started playing the piano in Knock Knock, you knew it was Missy. So it's
we called it earlier than that. We thought Missy was behind it. I mean,
it's the most obvious choice. I mean, even in the trailer.
Don't you see the vault though as like the Pandorica?
I said that. I said this is. literally the same as the Pandora. I mean, like, it doesn't make sense. Why was she getting
I
murdered?
mean,
Why
the
was they
Light of the
executing
Land
her?
is like the last of the Time Lords, like where
And turn left.
the Master statue. Yes, the Master statue, the monk statue, the clothing from Turn Left. They're wearing darker clothes. Her
I
hair
don't know if you
looks like
saw the
different, and
preview clip. They have a preview clip, and they're searching for document papers, which is like what they do in Turn Left,
Mhm.
when they're trying to move house, and they have to get their document papers out, and it's just like, oh, I'm sick of them constantly ripping off the Russell T Davies era. I mean, I don't know if you know this, Joe, but there's a book called The Writer's Tale, which has all of
I heard.
yeah. Originally in Voyage of the Damned, the Doctor was going to become blind temporarily for the episode. So it's like they've took that from that again. It's just like, what else
Yeah,
do you want to take?
I know. It's a shame.
Uh,
But again, like the Light of the Land. I mean, we're gonna have the reset button again.
yeah.
But
Although
Russell
I
T
don't know if you
Davies is the
heard
only
this.
one that did it where it was good, because here's the thing: when Moffat did the reset button, nobody remembers anything with Journey to the Center of its Hardest. But when Russell T Davies did it, they do remember that whole year, all of them, because they were in the
Yeah,
eye
well,
of the storm.
that's why Martha left, because her family was so scarred because of it.
Of
She had to
course,
take care of them.
of
But it's
course.
like, I don't know if you've heard this yet. I've heard it on Gallifrey Base, and I've heard it from Connor Farley, one of his sources. Sally Spiro, I think that's how you say her name, Sparrow or
Sally
whatever.
Spiral,
Yeah, she has apparently been confirmed from this source, and a lot of people are saying this. I don't believe it personally, or I don't
David
want
Tennant
to.
Audios.
No, no, no. Apparently, she is going to be, when the Doctor gets shot in this episode, he is going to regenerate into her, and it's going to be a alternative regeneration female Doctor. So Moffat can be the first one to have the female Doctor, and then when Missy kills Bill to reset the whole Monk trilogy, it will go back to Capaldi being the Doctor, and that never happened. But
I
for
don't know about
me,
that.
I don't believe that at
That's
all.
that's
But Connor
nonsense.
Connor believes that. I personally
That's
think that she is playing the Ice Warrior Queen, the Empress, because they're the same size
No, they
as
already have that lady is playing the Ice Warrior Empress. I thought the other lady that they were like, who's this lady? It's not Sally Sparrow's not in anything. The actress.
Sally Spiro, the actress, the one
Oh, the
who's
other lady. Yeah.
yeah. I'm not talking about Sally Spiro's in the character, but
Okay.
apparently that actress is going to play the alternative Doctor.
I doubt it.
I don't think that's true. I think we won't see him actually regenerate, but it would be a really. I'm not saying this is going to happen, and I don't think it
Yeah.
will, but wouldn't it be cool if we actually
Uh-oh.
got to
Don't use
see?
that line. Don't use that. Wouldn't it be cool again? Right. What's
Wouldn't
this?
it be
Wouldn't it be?
cool? Wouldn't it be cool if we actually
Shit.
see the new Doctor revealed in Live the Land when he regenerates into the 13th Doctor, but just for like a second, and then it gets reset. But that's who he will
I mean,
regenerate into.
we're hearing rumors that he's appearing in the episode, the 13th Doctor, somewhere, which
I
I
want it
don't.
to be Chris Marshall for me.
I don't know.
I think he'd be a good choice. As long as it's not female, I don't care.
Douglas Henshaw, I would like. That'd be cool. You know
Yeah,
why?
me and
But yeah,
Jack were saying that he would be
it would be
he'd be a very
perfect.
good Doctor or a very good
He would be
Master.
perfect as a Doctor. Perfect. But all right. So Light of the Land, we got that. Now is John Simmons going to appear in Light of the Land? Is he going to be behind the
He was filming at that time.
Okay.
I think. Do you know the shot of Missy in that TARDIS in the trailer, and she's like looking evilly across like the time rotor? I think she's staring at John Sim, and it's gonna just be like a little tease, a little setup for the finale. Like dun dun dun, John Sim's back. What the fuck's going on? But for me, my most hyped episode is the Empress of Mars.
Well, the one we know little about is the one after that, the Eaters
Or
of
Eaters
Light.
of the Light.
I have
Yeah.
no clue about any of it, but
It's about the
really,
Scottish tribe that go missing.
but I mean, I don't know. You know how that's going to be, but all right.
Getting the finale, and we've got the Christmas special being directed by Rachel Talalay. It's been confirmed.
I'm thinking the Christmas special has to be either in 2 parts, like the end of time.
No, it's been confirmed. It's one.
Well, then it should be like 2 hours, because I don't know how you're gonna, if hypothetically speaking, okay, Clara, Shield, River, maybe Bill, Gallifrey, the First Doctor, a villain. That's a huge sandwich that I don't even think you could fit in your mouth. So, I mean,
I'm telling you now, we're gonna
can't be
get
45
Time of the
minutes.
Doctor. We're gonna get Time of the Doctor Part 2, where it's gonna be top 5 random villains. We're gonna get Cyberman. We're gonna get a Dalek. We're gonna get a Weeping Angel. We're gonna get a Silurian. We're gonna get an Ice Warrior, maybe a monk, and then just pop up here and there. And then the First Doctor and 12 will be doing whatever. Then you'll have him regenerating. Then you'll have a cameo of Clara's TARDIS materializing around him. Nardo and Bill will turn up. Then you have
But
River.
again, we don't know who's going to die. We don't know who's going to die.
No. Even if they die, they'll still come back as ghosts or like him just like hallucinating, and it'll just be like goodbye, Doctor, and he'll go away and he'll die, and I don't know. I'm not expecting much from the finale, the Christmas special.
It would have to be his last chance, man. It's his last chance to shine.
He's not going to.
He's lying. He's going to throw the kitchen sink is going to be a villain in this, and he's going to throw everything in the Christmas special.
I hope we see the return of the Jumblies.
It's going to be the most ridiculous Christmas special ever. It's going to be.
It's going to suck.
I don't know about suck, but
oh no, it's going to be Time of the Doctor Part 2, pure and utter crap.
It might be good. I don't know.
All I can say is thank God it's going to be Moffat's last. I mean, I'm so annoyed that Capaldi's leaving. I wish. I mean,
we also heard today that they're filming this series 11 in November. Is that a rumor, or is that?
No, apparently it's October to November.
We're gonna know that who the new Doctor is after the finale. They're probably gonna talk.
We're gonna know before.
Or maybe Comic-Con in July. Maybe they'll talk about it.
No, it's gonna leak. They've been cast. They must have been cast by now because they'd have to.
It's gonna be a guy. It's not gonna be female.
I hope so, but. I don't know.
We'll see. All right, thank you, Louie. I appreciate it. I'll be back in a little while. I got to do some guests today. So this was a great episode, Jude. Thank you very much for taking the time out to be on here. It was very nice. Your opinions are amazing. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No worries. Thanks for having me back.
Take care. Bye for now.